Where is the universe energy that is a source of all creation? Where is it? Is it up there? Is it somewhere? Is it locked somewhere? Or is it everywhere? It's everywhere. The freedom that I'm talking about here with freeing your mind, it's not dependent on situation and circumstances or point in your life, but it's really about your mind being free from what you've been holding onto. So I say like this, even if you are in heaven, if your mind is in hell, you're in hell. Even if you are in hell, if your mind is in heaven, then you are in heaven. Depending on the information you hold, you can feel happy or completely unhappy. Even if you are in the same place, person A can be totally happy, person B can be totally unhappy. Where is the universe energy that is a source of all creation? Where is it? Is it up there? Is it somewhere? Is it locked somewhere? Or is it everywhere? It's everywhere. All around you, even at this moment, this brilliant, vital energy of all creation that is limitless is right here, free, completely free. But we may be tapping into this state of a mind that keep thinking about the same thing. Yeah. So that is what I mean by freeing your mind and tapping into this all-encompassing, all source of creation of life. It's here. If you focus, you can receive it, you can experience it, and you can feel even healing from it. And you can let your consciousness expand and be free from what you've been holding on to. Let's talk about what limits you. I kind of have three things. So one is your preference, likes and dislikes. So this all come from our experiences from before. What kind of experiences you had depending on the hurt that you receive, for example, or difficult situation you faced, you may begin to say, oh, I don't like him, or I don't like her, or I don't like this thing, right? So depending on what you experience, we begin to have these preferences. And of course, there are something naturally you love or attracted towards, but what I'm talking about is limited preferences that was learned from before. What you can do when you say, oh, I don't like it, for example. Then how you can break it, how you can break from this pattern of saying, I don't like it. Because automatically, unconsciously, you can have this word like, oh, I don't like, for example, him or men, it can be. If you want to break that pattern, you can say something opposite. Whether believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You just say, oh, I might like men. Your mind is a great servant, but poor master. If you are not aware, if you give an opportunity to think differently, then you begin to create the opportunity to even like what you may have kept saying, I don't like. Second, we all have stories that we keep repeating from the past. You're familiar with it, isn't it? And whenever you meet the similar situation, then your energy or your mind is totally cut. So you don't engage in that energy, or you just shut your heart, for example. Then actually, this may have helped you to survive. This may have helped you to stay safe from being hurt. But actually, it's hurting more when you shut yourself, because why? The potential of energy, we cannot receive it. Just like same as I don't like. Or if we have a story that if you love me, you should such. So we may have different information that we keep repeating because of the past experiences. So You want to break that by focusing on possibility. Oh, it may not be bad to open myself up. So you can feel resistance, but give opportunity to be staying open. Because if we don't open, that means you are cutting yourself from this big source of energy. Now, lastly, there is a lot of us, we may have judgment or righteousness. How many of you are in a meeting sometimes and then you feel good when you are right? You try to be more right than the other person. And then if you accept it that you are most right, then feel good somehow. Yeah. But, really, is that really whole truth? That only your opinion may be truest or right? Or maybe other people's opinion could be the truth too. So when we make judgment about something, or when we have mind that is, this is right, so then we begin to create lots of suffering inside of you and all around you. Yeah. So with that mind, you may say, why aren't people listening to me? Yeah. Why aren't they understanding me? Why can't they feel the pain that I'm holding? This person is wrong. So this type of a feeling may rise inside. And then this kind of a thing can lead to big fighting. It may be a good idea to think, my opinion, my viewpoint, and others' viewpoint could be right too. Both can be right. Yeah. So then we can begin to have more option, or your mind can be expanding and be free. And you may have also better relationship with other people. Yeah. So what can we do with all this limitation that we put on ourselves usually? Now I'm going to do some meditation with you, so I will go over the flow of it. So first, you can have reflection time. Number one, you can ask, what am I feeling limited about? So for example, I cannot move forward in my relationship. I feel just standing by, and I cannot break through something. Something you are limited to, you can remember about. Number two, what are the voices am I holding on to? So for example, the preferences or judgment or the story that you hold. What kind of things you say to yourself? For example, well, I'm not enough. You may have certain ideas you're holding on to. And then this is a really important step. Yeah, detachment. So I think I talked about this even last talk. Detaching yourself from that idea. So when we say, I'm not enough, then you're convinced I'm not enough with that energy, and you may be carrying that since, childhood. So you can detach yourself from your own story by saying, I have assumption that I'm not enough. I have assumption, or I have an idea that I'm not good enough. So then what happens in your mind when you say like that? It releases you from you are it to, oh, I have idea. I have this thought, or I have this mind that I kept repeating. So you can separate yourself from that idea. Then you are free from this idea. And then even if you lived that way, and then you kept that energy and you carry on that energy, you can finally be looking at that information instead of being it. Yeah. So that is the power of detachment. You can ask yourself, free your mind by saying, is this true? Is this idea and assumption I have, is this true? You can ask yourself. And then, well, it may not be true. So this is training your mind. If you have awareness, you can do this process. But if you don't have awareness, you will allow that voice to keep coming inside of you, and then you be that energy, and you are that energy, and you become that person and become that character. Now, as you free your mind from your ideas by saying this way, then you can move on to being in the present moment to feel the energy. So this is our practice comes really handy. We are all about practicing connection with the body. So not just the idea and thinking, because this is just thought level, but it's not yours yet. It's just an idea. When you're feeling energy, then you become beyond your thoughts or idea. You become beyond your emotion. When you're feeling energy, you will be observing and looking at and even embracing that emotion or thought. And you be that true existence of this vibration or life itself. And you can embrace what you have said, what you have been saying, what you identified as. You can love yourself fully, completely with that energy. Next step is connection to or inviting the energy of the universe. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we live in this abundant energy world. Energy of all creation is right here, right now, even this moment. So if you tap into that energy and allow and accept that energy to flow through you, and then you envision yourself, then it's not just an idea, but you experience it, feel it inside of this container, so-called body, and you can carry that on.